Hello everyone and welcome to the Break Run. We're here with Mark Rose from Busch Gardens Tampa to talk about Cobra's Curse, the new ride and roller coaster for 2016.
All right, so what went into the total development of this ride?
Well, it's a one-of-a-kind ride that you just experienced.
Right.
I mean, it unfolds in chapters, forward-facing, backwards-facing, and then spinning at the end. It's never been done before.
Right.
Because of the site, we used an elevator to get you to the top. That was pretty cool just to start off, right?
Yeah, so what methods went into developing the forward, backward spinning and elevator?
Well, I don't like spinning. So I said, if we're gonna do this, we gotta have it so it's not spinning the whole time.
Right.
And so it's like, we gotta figure out a way to do that. And we did it with motors on the bottom of the train, so we can actually rotate the train or release it so it can free spin.
That's awesome.
Right.
Go ahead.
So with the marketing of this ride, you know, it is a family style coaster.
Yes.
So what kind of marketing strategies went into trying to get families to come and ride this ride and, you know, change your market a little bit?
Well, we're all about families here at
Right.
Busch Gardens. We have something for everybody with our animal collections, our world-class shows, and our thrill rides. So we think our thrill ride position is, you know,
Definitely.
fits you guys
Yeah,
perfectly,
definitely.
right? But now with families, they love this. And this is going to just fit perfectly with what we think we've already been doing very well.
Right.
That's awesome. Now, this has a snake encounter, it has a roller coaster, it has interaction. How many different departments, what was the interaction between the different
Well,
departments
it
like?
had everybody. It had the Zoological. It has an indoor air-conditioned queue.
Yeah.
That's
That's
perfect.
awesome.
I know, what's better than Tampa than that?
Yeah.
So it has all those elements. So
So how long was the development phase for
it's
this
about
ride?
3 years.
3 years?
Wow. Well, obviously a lot went into developing this ride, and it's great. We just rode it. It's awesome.
Tell all your viewers that, okay?
You know we
Definitely
will.
will. Thank you
Definitely
very
come
much.
out to Busch Gardens to ride this. Thank you so much for your
Only
time.
here,
Yes,
Busch Gardens.
only here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Thank you so much
You're
for your time. We
welcome.
really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Alright, so here we are at Cobra's Curse inside the queue. We're here with Brian Morrow, who's the VP of Theme Park Entertainment and Design here at SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment.
Hi guys. Well, yeah, this is the center of the actual temple of the Snake King. And this is the center, deepest temple. And here we find, our guests will discover, a snake icon that doesn't have its head missing yet. It hasn't been removed, which allows our Snake King to manifest himself throughout the queue experience. So to tell the story of the history of the Snake King, what's happened in the past and what's about to happen to our guests if they continue forward into the actual ride experience itself. And the story is pretty simple. The Vice Archaeological Dig Team has been here for a couple months, and they are about to put the head back on the snake, which is the big icon outside in the middle of the ride. And we've been invited to get in a mine car and go to the top of the crane and take a look. Well, what happens? Always happens. Something's got to go wrong. And what we find out is that the head was removed for a reason. It took the power away from the Snake King because he became quite angry at his followers and the followers angry to him. And so by putting the head back on the snake, the power is restored and the curse is placed upon our ride vehicle at the very moment we go face to face with the Snake King 70 feet up in the air.
That sounds awesome. Now, you mentioned that all of your stories here at SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment are all custom stories. How long does it usually take to develop a story or come up with a concept, or what kind of process go into that?
Yeah, so we're really creating entire worlds based on nature and combined with our imagination. So that really fits our brand and the experiences we're going to create. So here it took us about 4 months to create the story of the Snake King, the world around it, and the Vice Archaeological Dig Site, which developed into this overall attraction. He manifests himself as the head's going up, he's getting energy, which also causes the real snakes to show up in the temple, which I think you've already met. And he makes a hole in the wall and heads out towards the loading platform. And of course, as good theme park patrons, we follow the bad guy to the station to see what happens next. And then your journey continues.
Right. This ride follows in with this whole trend of immersion and even growing throughout the theme park industry. How much of an impact do you think that's going to make on your guests as compared to some other rides?
I think it's expected. This is the golden era of theme park, is what we're all calling it in the design business. Huge expansion, us included. We're opening 3 attractions this year, 3 more next year, and actually more to follow after that. So we're all very busy, and we have a new theme park in design right now in our overseas market. So we're very busy as well, and this is what guests expect from us. We're capable of it, the guests hadn't wanted it, and now they really are wanting it and dying for it, so we're able to deliver it to them. Story-driven attractions is what I get most passionate about. We've done a fair amount of those within our organization, but this is, I believe, the best execution of a family adventure coaster, which is what this is. It's a family adventure ride. Little kids and grandparents can ride together. It's really unique, tied with strong placemaking, show experiences in the queue, and of course what makes it Busch Gardens, live animals. And it's a winning combination you can't find anywhere else.
Right. So in talking that, our web show is pretty much about reaching out to young professionals. So what advice do you have for young professionals in the theme park industry?
Yeah, so I was one of those. I was a young non-professional trying to get into business, or even young professionals that are sort of working and want to grow up in it. The things that we look for within our studio and creative team on the design side is passion, personality, and perseverance. And then the talent and the skills come secondary, because it's about working well as a team, having a passion for this business. This is not an 8-hour-a-day job. This is a 14-hour-a-day job around the globe and world. Half of my team right now is in California. I leave for London in 3 days. You go all over the place to get these jobs done. Things are produced all over the globe to actually accomplish the work we're doing. So you have to be very passionate and love what you're doing. And if you are passionate and love it, you can get in and you can excel. I mean, I started in the business as a fry cook. I'm now a vice president of design for a company. So anything's possible. It's about passion and perseverance, and networking is a big thing. Make contacts, meet people, stay in contact with them, because you never know what jobs may come open. You'll find yourself where you want to be very shortly.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much.
Okay, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for Brian Morrow for taking the time to speak with us.
Cobra's Curse, and then there's some little ride element that you guys might have heard about. But we do have 5 individual snakes in here, which comprise 4 different species of snakes, 3 of which are venomous.
Now, how did you determine what snakes you wanted to put into the habitat?
First and foremost, we're in the Egypt area of our park, so we wanted to go with African. So then, looking at African, even though it's called Cobra's Curse, cobras don't play well with others. So we decided we wanted movement and cool patterns rather than a single cobra. So that's sort of how we came up with what we were going to do with this habitat. And then looking at other zoological facilities, trying to figure out who has mixed what snakes together.
How often do you work with other zoological facilities in creating animal habitats?
Oh gosh, we're always sharing ideas. I'm more of an ornithologist, so I'm more on the bird side. We're always talking to other facilities. When I do animal transports, and every chance I get, I look at other facilities.
Speaking of natural to them, what was the process to get them acclimated to not only being around the other species of snakes, but also the new environment?
Good question. So like you said, these snakes needed to get used to each other and then used to the habitat. So whenever we bring into an animal from another facility into our park, they go through a quarantine process. Generally speaking, those are individually quarantined. In our process of acclimating them to knowing that they're going to potentially live together, we quarantine them in the same room. That allowed them, through picking up their scent with their tongue, they started sensing each other, and they could start to pick up the particles of each other and realizing that there are multiple snakes in there. With that said, these are African snakes. You could find these all in the wild cohabitating. So that was sort of our first step. Getting them through that process, we didn't really know if or how the roller coaster might affect them. When we quarantine them in an area where we do have a lot of heavy equipment and stuff moving around. When we were out there watching their natural behaviors, making sure that they were calm, making sure that they did not seem stressed, if there was a noise of some kind and they didn't react adversely to it, we would definitely try to reinforce that if it was a feed day. And so that reinforces that calm behavior. And so some people don't think you can train snakes or habituate them. That is absolutely false. And we've shown that through our process of training them to shift.
Is the process similar to when you're adjusting animals in the Serengeti to the new structure? Or?
Yeah, all of what we do here is through positive reinforcement. We reinforce the behavior that we want to see and you take approximations to get to there. So our flamingos, we didn't know how the closer ride was going to affect them. They used to be here when Matsu was here, and they had no problem with the sound. We didn't know how they were going to react. So when they were pulled to a back habitat, we put up flags to simulate a roller coaster moving overhead. They had no problem with that. We then integrated the sound of a roller coaster with screaming guests on it. Totally fine. So then when they were released out here, I actually took a picture of like the first day that we were doing test runs. They were swimming around and they were totally fine because they had been used to those things. And again, we try to reinforce those good behaviors.
When you are bringing in new animals, how long is this process of trying to get them acclimated to their environment?
It depends on the individual.
Okay.
It really does. I mean, we will go as slow as the individual tells us they need to go.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All today for Cobra's Curse Media Day at Busch Gardens Tampa.
Thank you so much to Busch Gardens Tampa for inviting us out to this great Media Day event.